Foodie Beauty, her name. On YouTube she reigned, with laughter and feasts, her mouth unrestrained. She met him online, a Syrian soul, in Kuwait's golden sands. Their love took its toll. Oh, food beauty, foolish and old, do your worst, she cried, her story unfold. Now in Syria's dust, where shadows abide, an outlawed queen with nowhere to hide. No water, no light, just hunger, harsh sting. Her emptiness burns, she will do anything. Her stomach is empty, her soul even worse. Her need for a man's love is her very worst curse. In Kuwait she taunted, do your worst. Defiant and proud, she retreated and cursed. But the law struck hard, now a life of crime. They fled to the warlands, no rhythm, no rhyme. Now in the ruins of Syria, hope fades. No Wi-Fi, no air, no bright yesterday. The table is bare, the faucet dry as stone. Her love by her side, an empty, cruel home. Oh, foodie beauty, foolish and bold, do your worst, she cried, her story untold. Now in Syria's dust, where shadows abide, and now a queen with nowhere to hide. No water, no light, just hunger, harsh sting. Her heart is humming a mournful lost string. In the silence, her memories quietly weep. Yet somewhere inside, emptiness so deep. For love, for a home, her delusions made her fall for a creep. In the desert's lament, her tail softly sways, a Middle Eastern dirge for her fugitive days. Food beauty, the star, now a whisper, a sigh. In Syria's embrace, neath a war-torn sky. This is the end, she will never survive. Chantal's life will end beneath the dark.
Phone is off. It's on now. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it so much. There's so many great YouTube creators out there and reactors and different communities, and you're here with me. So, how great is that? Okay. Well, so I know that some people are wanting to know updates about mommy ramblings and hell to the no. I have none. I don't know. So if you've heard something, let me know. I looked last night before I went to sleep at about 2, but this morning when I woke up, I immediately started working, so I haven't checked yet. So I don't know if it seems like if there had been some decision yesterday, we would know. Randy or Hell to the No would have put something up, but we haven't gotten anything yet. So we're still in a holding pattern on mommy ramblings. Look, I am in a weirdly different place. Okay. And this is going to seem strange because I have been fairly vocal about Salah, that I feel like he was not, I don't think he was completely honest with Chantal. That I don't get the feeling that their relationship is really an honest one, rather than transactional. He needed something from her, she needed something from him. And so, oh no, Saint Elmo. They, do you want to know something? They had that attorney, I'm going to use that term lightly. He has not had a single thing on time. Nothing. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, we shouldn't be surprised, right? People establish a reputation for a reason. So, unfortunately, just like everything else with mommy ramblings, he gets tied up with her, his reputation suffers. She has a way of kind of destroying people that get close to her. It's really, really terrible. Okay. So let's get back on track here. Sorry for those of you that are here for foodie beauty information. I apologize. Um, so I've always felt like this thing with Salah is, he's looking for a Western woman as an escape. And we even looked at 90 Day Fiance with Mohammed and Danielle, and you could see some very real parallels. Well, I think that this little trip to Syria has really been a growth experience for Salah. In addition, I'm not going to say this has been a growth experience for Foodie Beauty. I think Chantal is holding on to her last marble. I think she is so tightly controlled. She is on the verge of losing it. And I think Salah got her some brain pills, quote unquote, and she is in a delusional state. But Salah is not in a delusional state. He knows this is as bad of a situation as could possibly be for him. And I do think that this has been a really, I think this has been a definite growth experience for Salah. And part of that growth has been, wow, I really do appreciate Chantal for something other than her money, right? I think that he is now, I think he now is sort of leaning on her for emotional support, which is something that he's never had to do before. He grew up in Kuwait. He has just a lot of friends and family and support in Kuwait. And I think that he's now been thrust into this nightmare in Syria, something that he is ill prepared for. He grew up in an incredibly wealthy, posh, luxurious country. Kuwait, you could go take a 2-week or a 4-week vacation in Kuwait and have the time of your life. Okay. It is gorgeous. He is in living hell right now. Do you know how here in the United States we have preppers, right? I use quotation marks, preppers. We have people that sort of envision the end of the world, not the globe exploding, but that the grid goes down financially, our money becomes worthless, and we are in a survival situation, that we don't have internet and there's not very much electricity, and you have to know how to get clean water from the air, and you got to know how to, find nutrition and calories and small amounts of food. In reality, this is what Salah is experiencing. He's gone from living this cushy, comfortable, posh life to waking up in the prepper's worst nightmare. Salah's, in short, living in hell. Okay. And he's living in an area that, for all intent purposes, what they have said to us, which could be lies, I acknowledge that. Apparently, he doesn't really know anybody there. He was never living there to make friends, and he's kind of in a weird place. Now, I do believe that he got involved with that group of people in Kuwait that were sort of like freedom fighters, and maybe his part of that was raising money that would be sent back to, Syria and all that. So that helps him. If that is true, if he was against Assad, then he does at least have affiliation that can help make their lives a little easier. But when I say a little easier, please don't misunderstand me. I don't mean good. I mean taking you off the streets, where at least you have a protected wall around you that people can't take you in the middle of the night, or the dogs can't kill you, or whatever. So I think that Salah has awakened to the reality that his fantasies of being a freedom fighter and fighting for Mother Syria, I think those fantasies have bit the dust, the proverbial bombed out dust. He knows now. It's gotten real, right? Hashtag it's real. Now it's real. And he is living in America's prepper's worst nightmare. What people in the United States or the Western world, what they prepare for in fear that this could happen, boy, he has been thrust into it like a big dog. Okay. So when he says in one of his first videos, he says to Chantal, he says, "Oh, I was so happy when I saw you. I wanted to cry." Well, I can imagine the loneliness that this man was experiencing, right? If you've ever traveled to a country that you don't know anyone, you don't know where you are, you don't have any foundation for that place, even historically, it is a lonely venture. You either sit alone in your hotel room, kind of hiding from the world, or you go out just trying to find something that looks like food that you might enjoy, right? So it was one of the things that I loved most about living in Egypt, living in Egypt. I loved going down to the Khan, which is this oldest market, like pre-biblical days. And seeing how really out of touch the Western world is in terms of just daily survival. And, Salah's gotten a big dose of that, right? So what we're going to listen to today, we've got two different videos we're going to look at. What we're going to listen to today is the reality that Salah is managing, and that you can tell he knows how dire their circumstances are. He lost his residency. They told him he had to leave. And I don't know, I don't think anyone knows if it was the result of the cat napping and the investigation that happened, or if it was a result of him having his fallout with Murad, his so-called friend. Again, Cutie screwed that up for him. She messed up those friendships. And it seemed like he kind of went into hiding at that point. He kind of withdrew. He wasn't frequently on the videos any longer. And I wondered if maybe that was his employment. Maybe there was a requirement over 18, he had to have employment, and maybe Murad was part of that plan, that employment deal. So I don't know if he lost his residency because the war is over and he's of a certain age, and so, countries are saying you got to leave and go back, or if it's because he was no longer working, or if it was because of the investigation and he ran away from being in trouble. Now, one thing we do know is true. We do know that since Cutie went to Canada and Salah went to Syria, the investigation is now seemingly done. So I kind of think they've been banned from entry into Kuwait. I kind of think that may have been their deal. We'll leave, don't prosecute us, we're out of here, right? But whatever led them to their respective homes, citizenship, countries of citizenship, whatever the circumstances were, because it had to have happened really fast, right? We know that Chantal left literally within 24 hours. She got on a plane and said goodbye. Nice wife you got there, Salah. Okay. Now, so she leaves, and never forget this. This is something else. He's saying to her at the park, no, don't take the cat. Who saw that? He's saying, don't take the cat. Don't do that. Leave the kitten. The cat, they named it Bruce Lee, right? Don't take it. And she is not listening to him at all. She's got this poor little kitten who is still nursing. She's got this little kitten and she's holding it up in the air and inspecting its genitals. And, oh no, we got to save its life. And the poor mama cat is crying and the baby's crying and it's a disaster. And in all of this, Salah is going, put the cat back. It was really kind of sad. Now we fast forward and here we are. Salah has nowhere to go but Syria. That's not exactly accurate. There are some countries that he can go to and visit, but most of those countries will be countries that are aligned with Iran or Russia. And definitely Russia and Iran are, compatriots, right? So he can travel, vacation to countries like Malaysia is one, Russia, if they wanted to do that. They can go to Iran. Where else? Right off the top of my hat. Madagascar maybe was one of them. Places that, you might not be inclined to travel, right? Just because it's kind of might be a bit dangerous, right? Of course, they're in Syria, so would I take my chances in Iran over Syria? Of course, easily. Even now with the bombs flying, I would hella rather be in Iran. Iran is a very wealthy country, even with sanctions. The people in general are very well educated. Iran is a much better choice than Syria. So, oh my goodness, Denise, coconut shrimp. Oh, my favorite. Yum. Very nice. Good Saturday meal, right? So I think that, Salah has awakened to the realities of just exactly the trouble that they're in. And I think he was exactly telling the truth when he said that when he saw her, he just internally, he just felt such relief because he felt safe. There was a face that he knew. Here is a woman who's proven she does not put her own sense of survival first. She 100% will do whatever he needs her to do. She will put up with him kicking her on live stream. She will put up with his bizarre fetish and not care that anyone knows that it's been live streamed. She doesn't care. In the sense, she's kind of proven to him that no matter how awful he is, she is devoted to him. And so I do believe him when he says that when he saw her, his heart leapt with joy, because that was like his island in a storm, right? He's in such a horrible position. He's in a nightmare existence that his brain really didn't quite understand what that meant in reality. And boy, when he got off that airplane and walked, out of the airport to see the bombed out apartments and neighborhoods and no food, and he woke up real quick to the circumstances that he's actually in, right? So I think when he saw her, I think he legitimately was like, "Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Now I have a team member. At least now I have someone that is on my team." And I'm telling you, when you are down to nothing, that looks real good, no matter who it is, no matter the situation. Just having familiarity and having safety, or even a false sense of safety, that can be incredibly powerful. So, no, I do think Salah is suffering. And I think that I think he knows this is all they have, and they have to make it work. And I think, in truth, I think there's reasons to believe that Cutie is hanging on to her last marble. All right. Tremors. Where was there a earthquake? Is that what we're talking about? I believe they can go to Vietnam. Yep. Thank you, Joni. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Pacific Northwest, worried about, an eruption. Oh, be careful, my friend. Maybe you and Larry need to load up in the crazy bus and head east. Come to Texas. We got lots of room here. All right. So let's go ahead and pop into our first video. And Joni, thank you for being here. And anybody else that, you're just finding my channel, thank you. I hope you'll hit the subscribe button. I do not have a regular upload schedule because I work, I'm a psychologist in real life, and I work a lot of hours. And so I love my YouTube, all my YouTube friends. But I am kind of at this point in my life, I can just do a live or a video when I can grab the time. So I don't have a regular schedule. But if you subscribe, then at least you'll get a notification, and then you'll know when something new is up. Okay. All right. Now, and please hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. So the first one we're going to do, this was a bizarre one to me. This was weird. Morning, right? Like 16 hours ago. Is that right? No, maybe it was 11 hours ago. So about 11 hours ago, she's waking up. This video that she's doing, she says that it's, around 7 o'clock in the morning. Salah still sleeping because, he is dreaming of Kuwait, his home, the home that he knows, not his citizenship, but the home that he grew up in where he feels safe. He's having dreams and he doesn't want to wake up. Salah is sleeping a lot. And my empathy, my heart feels for him, and I feel sad for him. Behind her shoulder, you see a decorative pillow. And that is one thing about Middle Eastern countries. They have the most luxurious and gorgeous fabric that your brain can ever even imagine. That was one of the reasons why I loved Kanakalili so much, is you go down into these catacombs of Islamic Cairo, right? They've been there thousands of years, storefronts, look just like they did 3,000 years ago. Anyway, you go down into these little catacombs where, only 2 or 3 people can pass at a time. And you walk into this little store and it's no bigger than your walk-in closet. And then there's like a staircase and it's precarious. You know, one misstep, you are going to break your neck and die in the Kanakalili in Islamic Cairo. Okay, there'll be no surviving that fall. So you walk down this really sharp spiral staircase. It's so little, it's like going down a little tube. But then when you walk out into the room, you're in this big giant underground room. It's very cool. You know, it feels really good. And it is just wall to wall silks, taffeta, hand embroidered cotton, anything that your heart can imagine in terms of luxurious fabric. Man, they got it. And so I would just go down there and find something that just was breathtaking. And then I'd buy like 10 yards, or they sell it in meters, 10 meters, and bring it back, load it up, and ship it off to my parents' house in, you know, the United States. Because what you could buy there for, let's say, $4 a yard, $2 a yard, here in the United States, it would be fabric that would be $700 a yard, right? So that was kind of one of those things that was just crazy. The other thing was gems, jewelry, gemstone, same exact experience. I have some pieces of turquoise that maybe I paid like $200 for. And here in the United States, if I wanted to sell it, I could sell it for probably $2,000. So some like really, really fine, light baby blue, kind of looks like the Cinderella turquoise. But anyway, that aside. So that when I saw her pillow, I was like, oh yeah, the fabric, I forgot. So that's just one example of something. I was a bit surprised to see that they would have that type of fabric artistry in Syria. But hey, let's face it, there are rich people that are living in Damascus. Not only are there the government officials for the new government now, but you've got a lot of Westerners that are living there that are trying to go help the country get through reconstruction. So there's plenty of Westerners in Damascus that have plenty of money. They're backed by their governments, and they would have the money for that kind of luxury as well. Our understanding, though, for poor Salah and Chantal is that they're about an hour and a half outside of Damascus, south of Damascus, and that puts them in Dara. And we looked at his Facebook page and actually got the confirmation that his family actually is from Dara. And that is consistent with my belief that he fashioned himself. He kind of got into a group of bad boys in imagining himself to be a freedom fighter by way of fundraising and transferring money to Syria to help with the cause. But boy, he wasn't prepared for this. Now, there is a picture that's floated around that seems to show Salah in Syrian military uniform, but part of the Iranian forces. I can't decide. It certainly looks like him, okay? I can't figure out, is it just a deep fake? Did someone do some photoshopping, or maybe there's some AI, or is it really him? I don't know. But you want to know one thing I've noticed since I've been in Syria? Has anyone seen Salah's face? No. So he is definitely taking steps to keep his identity unknown. But this shows how stupid Foodie Beauty is. His face is all over her channel. Why haven't they removed those videos? Because as soon as the government gets word of them, they're going to start investigating. And if he's got a military background, he could be in big trouble. So, yeah, just thinking about that. So remember, 7 a.m., Salah's asleep. She's got her makeup on. She put her lip gloss on.
Hey, Annie. Colby.
Now, she's just simply going to go through a list of all the people that are in her channel.
Hello, YouTube. Tanya, Lucy. Hey, Kristen. How you doing? Recovering well? Larry, Kate, Rita's, Mimi, Saber, Rolo, Brittany, Dust, VSC. Okay, Tanya, Suki, hello. It's Dave, Kathy, just working, Sandra, Alicia. You heard the best. Christy, I wish you a speedy recovery. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, guys. Reggie. So many people have started watching really quick. Each girl, Emily, Tracy. Hi, Tracy.
All right.
You say so, Nikki.
It goes on a long time.
You're in Denny's of Nosha? Barbara?
Still going on, even after fast forwarding through.
Thank you, Evelyn. Do I miss Canada's conveniences? Less and less, but, depends on what. Okay, KFG vlog is going to be out today. Christy, Mimi, I'm good. I have some plums. Hey, Jack. I am Kathy, small potato.
And we're still going. So for 2 solid minutes, she's simply reading a list of names. The people coming into the chat saying hello. She's just reading the list, right? You're going to understand why I'm pointing this out in just a minute. And of course, she's eating on camera again. I can't hardly watch it. It makes me sick.
So our fridge works from... Thank you, Barbara. This little lip gloss I bought at a yard sale. A bunch of cool lip glosses. Mad Hatter Hip has my favorite hijabi. Thank you, Mad Hatter. Appreciate that. Kat, it is 7 in the morning. There's local fast food. KFG stands for whatever you want it to be. It's midnight, Lala. I know. I tried to go online yesterday, but we had no internet. So sorry.
Sorry. We don't have any internet. That's how I make my living. That's my job. That's my career, is the internet. And we don't have any. And then laughs. Okay, so you're thinking, okay, this is incongruent, right? Her physical presentation, her outward facade is definitely not matching the real life situation that we're in. I do think with Salah, we do get that. She said the other night, she said, oh my God, is that a gunshot? And you can see the true fear on her face. She said, is that a gunshot? And you hear him off camera, of course, and he goes, yeah, like, sure was, and we're screwed, right? He is not even trying to hide it. But her, no internet. She's hanging on to her last marble, especially using pharmaceuticals to make it easier.
I got ready to do a live. Yeah, I don't know where my mics are. Can you guys hear me? Not really, eh?
Okay, so she doesn't know where her mics are. She's been there like 10 days, right? No, she's in Syria, Jackie T. Well, okay, let's say this. The last video upload, she put up something that was Syrian. I think, though, because her 14 days is here, right? She's on day, I guess technically now it's day 11, possibly day 12. She has to be out of Syria by day 15. So I kind of think she's going to pop up again somewhere, maybe in Lebanon. And I'm going to tell you, Lebanon is beautiful. And yes, they're in a state of war de facto, maybe not officially, but the reality is, yeah. But Lebanon is a vacation mecca. Like, it's a very beautiful place. People go there, like the rich women in Egypt. They go to Lebanon to get plastic surgery. They have these really swanky resorts on the Mediterranean, where you have your surgery, your plastic surgery, and then you can lay out, by the water. They have these big umbrellas over you, and the little guy comes running up and brings you anything you want, food or drink, and they bring your medicine to you, and the nurse will come out to the beach and check on you. So it's very it's definitely for the uber wealthy, right? And we do have some Americans that have gone over there and had work done. So Lebanon is a great place that she can go to for medical care if she finds herself in a dangerous situation. So that may be what she does. She may pop up in a day or two and be in Lebanon. Although I will say this, I don't know how she's going to afford the hotel rooms in Lebanon. It's not Thailand. Even Egypt, you can get a really nice hotel room in Egypt for a pretty good price. But Lebanon, oh no, you're going to pay. You're definitely going to pay. All right. So let me continue this. And again, the thing I'm looking at is, does she seem to be in touch with the gravity of the situation? Does she seem to be aware of what is happening and really experiencing it? I definitely believe that Salah is.
Yeah, when there's no internet, it sucks.
So she doesn't know where her mics are. She's been there 10 days. She makes her living live streaming, but she doesn't know where her microphones are.
I can hear you, but it's quiet. Lip gloss at a yard sale. It might be used. Hey, naughty box.
Which is gross. Again, why are you going to buy used makeup? Don't ever do that. It can have bacteria in it.
I'm going to try to find my earphones today.
Oh, so she doesn't have her earphones either. 10 days. What's she been doing?
I'll move over here in a minute.
Because I got news for you. Chantal, if you sabotage your channel, which it looks to me like you're in the process of doing, why would she sabotage her channel? Because this is the only income that she and Salah have right now, right? Why would she do that? They're in a country where Salah will find no work. There is no work. Why would she do that? Why would she begin to tear down her channel? Well, because then she says to the haters, see, I'm not making money, but he still loves me. I don't have an income, but he still wants me. Chantal, that is not right. You've got that all wrong in your head. You've got it. You are being as self-destructive as anything I've ever seen a person do. This is an act of self-destruction. All for what? To prove to the world that you're something that you may not be. Why don't you embrace who you are? Find value and love for yourself. Find value in who you are. And then strive to be the very, very best that you can possibly be. Right now, Chantal has the attention of literally tens of thousands of people around the world. Literally. People hanging on for the next 12 hours to look and see if she puts something up. This is the period of time right now, Chantal, for you to be making the best quality, highest quality content you've ever made in your life. And to be able to get out and film and actually show your experiences. Talk about what it's been like, what you're learning, what you miss about the West, or even what, your regrets about Kuwait. Now is the time, while you've got all this attention on you, and she's squandering it, literally squandering it. And what happens to Salah? He wouldn't even be in Syria right now if she hadn't stolen that stupid cat. Well, the sweet little cat. I don't mean there was anything wrong with the cat. It was a stupid act to take that cat, right? It was also inhumane taking it away from its mother, for sure. She should have left it alone. The mom was with it. It's a nursing kitten. It was weird that she did what she did. But she didn't take it until people started giving her super chats. And so she thought, aha, here we go. This is an avenue to some cash. So if she destroys her channel, then what becomes of Salah? How does he rebuild his family home? She's so focused on giving this appearance to the haters, as she calls them. She wants to give this appearance to the haters. Ha, ha, ha. See, he really does love me. I am desirable. I am an attractive woman. She requires that stamp of approval from a man. And in order to prove that, she has to say, Salah is not benefiting financially from his relationship with me. But you and I, we know that just simply is false. He is in Syria. He is a relatively young man, and Syria has no jobs right now. I think possibly they sold the car and they have that cash from the sale of the car. And I think other than that, he's dependent on her. And he's got to rebuild the family home. I suspect it might be an actual like apartment, but I could be completely wrong. It could be a very nice house with plenty of land. And they're going to learn how to be farmers in the Syrian landscape. That could be it. And, you know, in truth, that would be the best case scenario. But it's still in Dara, which is ISIL controlled. It's Al-Qaeda dominated. So unless you're Al-Qaeda, unless you've got connections to ISIS, you could be in a lot of trouble. So it's a weird situation.
Thanks, Nina.
And I've never seen anyone eat where it's just bite, 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 bite. People don't eat fruit like that. It's kind of hard to watch.
Hey, Ladida. Ladidi.
Oh, we're back to naming names. No
Thanks,
content,
Melodious.
no
Yeah.
discussion, no talking. Just,
I had a really nice dinner.
I had a nice dinner.
We went to this. I'll tell you a story in a minute.
Will you? Are you sure?
I have a fan running too. About to have two going. Yeah, I always have to have a fan. Sorry, but
Has anyone in 5 minutes of her being live, has anyone heard any information? This is the most sanitized video I've ever seen. She literally says nothing.
let me come over here.
No, he is not allowed to enter Lebanon, Syria.
Fan noise. I know. There. Okay. And go here.
And I don't know what she's doing with her time. The house, the kitchen had an inch of dust on it 2 days ago. Like, it was pretty shocking. When she pans through, like moving to a different sofa, the living room is a mess. It is a mess. What are they doing? You know what I think? I think they're laying around sleeping. They're in misery. I think they are both in total and complete misery. And I think he's controlling
probably worse, isn't it?
any amount of information that
worse?
comes through that camera.
have a drink of water on you. You can't have water, Kristen? Hey, Sarah.
And I can't stand her vlog voice.
Hi, Mary.
This is Chantal from the lovely, beautiful Syria. I hope you're having a nice day. I had such a lovely dinner. And then you can envision around her the flames burning it all down. She's so out of touch. It is really worrisome.
Worse? Hold on.
They have 7 sofas to choose from, KFG. Oh, it's a terrible mess, Harley. No cleaning, none.
How's that? Is that a good?
How is good? I hope everyone's having a beautiful day as I am. I woke up with the bluebirds singing, and I had a little bit of chocolate-covered strawberries for my breakfast. I received a foot massage by my slaves. Life is so beautiful for me. I hope your life is as happy and relaxing. Did you brush your teeth, Chantal? You hadn't brushed your teeth, honey, in 11 days.
I just have to switch the camera.
But
So
she's got 7 sofas.
Cheers.
And I cannot tolerate that poor little cat. That gets me, right? Because people have choices. If you have a normal IQ, then you live with the consequences of your decisions, correct? That cat didn't do a damn thing to deserve this life sentence that she has gotten. The cat, Chantal, is staying in the window because it is the only place from which it can breathe. And you have literally a bomb filter over that window. There is no air moving in or out of that apartment. There is one single window. And over the window is a metal plate, a steel plate that has little slats cut out of it where you can at least see that it's daylight or it's nighttime. It's an awful lot like being in prison. The cat, her hair is so thick. I have a Persian. I take my little cat here in Texas with the finest working air conditioning around. I take my little cat 2 or 3 times a year to get her. They sedate her. They do it at the vet. They sedate her. They shave her down to her skin. They cut her nails. They clean her teeth. They make sure all of their ears get full of hair, so they have to trim the hair really deep down. The vet does everything. It costs me $350 every 2-3 months, or 2 or 3 times a year. That's in Texas with air conditioning. This cat, I can't tolerate the misery that it is in. And there's no hope, because even if the cat gets outside, there's not much food that's getting thrown out where they're at. They're living an hour and a half outside of Damascus. They are living in the slums. So not only will there not be trash for the cat to eat, the cat will very likely become dog food. So there's no hope for this poor little cat. It's not just Salah and Chantal, it's the little cat. And it all happened because of Chantal. She did this. She ruined that cat's life, and she damn sure ruined Salah's life.
Cheers.
Don't even show the cat. It's too devastating.
We got to take her to a cat clinic today to.
Oh, are you? Is that what you're going to do?
Groomed.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Hey, Cheryl. Thanks, Horlolo.
Has she said anything of interest?
Yum, Sarah. I love having ice cream and slushes here because it's hot. Juicy.
Oh, yum. We're in Syria and we have ice cream and slushies, something that we could never enjoy in Canada or Kuwait or Alcatraz.
Juice. Hey, Tanya.
So irresponsible.
So, our fridge works now from
Exactly why.
the peak hours. So we can plug it in from like 10, like maybe 9 until 6 p.m. So during that time, hey Witchy, no Saber, yeah, not a lion. Thank you, Carolina.
Thank you, Carolina. Batting her eyes like a 1920s Betty Boop cartoon. Oh, thank you. Everything is just fine. I have a refrigerator from 9 a.m. to 10 or to 6 p.m. I have a refrigerator for 7 or 8 hours a day, and I love it. Syria is so beautiful. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Salah is sleeping his life away because he cannot face what he has gotten himself into. And this nut is just, oh, Syria is so beautiful.
Fruit slushies. She's
Why,
a mischievous
Chantal?
iblis.
Question, like sincerely, why the voice? Why are you doing that? Why are you talking like you're Snow White? Oh, little butterflies. Look at the lovely butterflies in Kuwait. It's such a beautiful place. Stop. Your circumstances, Chantal, are as dire as anything anyone has seen among YouTube creators on the internet. You've hit it, girl. You are officially the YouTube creator that has hit rock bottom. How about that? Hashtag rock bottom in the chat.
Shaitan. She's been okay. But,
No, she's
so
not
during
okay.
that time where the fridge is working, we fill up a bunch of water bottles or put water bottles that we bought.
Oh, wait. She told on herself, didn't she? We fill up a bunch of water bottles to put in our fully functioning refrigerator that only runs for 8 hours a day. Oh, no. What did I say? No, we buy water. We purchase bottled water to store in our refrigerator to freeze. No, you don't, Chantal, because you can't buy bottled water where you are.
Thanks, Ladidi. And we freeze them in the freezer.
Hashtag officially rock bottom.
All night until the morning. It's hot. 90s. Yeah, it's
How
going to
about
be 100
Cash
today.
outside?
She's a hardcore
You are
user.
outside, girl, forever.
So what else did I want to say? Oh, yeah. So we went to this, we went to like an amusement, it's like a little park that has like rides.
It's just a little park, y'all. They just went to Disney World for the day. Nothing to see here. They just went to a little park that had rides. Oh my God.
Rides for kids and stuff. Like some rides adults can go on, but
right, I see you.
I lost weight.
You lost
we need
weight?
it like once a day and some fruit in the morning.
What'd you say?
It's in Spark. It's hot. 90s. Yeah, it's going to be 100 today. She's a hardcore beezer. So what else did I want to say? Oh, yeah. So we went to this, We went to like an amusement. It's like a little park that has like rides.
What she's not telling you is that none of the rides run because they're all broken and bombed to hell and back because there's no maintenance. But it's still an amusement park, people. They went to spend the day at a nice little amusement park with little kiddie rides.
Rides for kids and stuff. Like some rides adults can go on, but
What is it? What is, who wants to guess what that little eye movement was? Anybody want to guess what that meant?
rides for kids and stuff. Like some rides adults can go on, but like some rides adults can go on, but rides adults can go on, but rides adults can go on, but
What do you think that meant? What was all that eye action and facial contortions? Do you think that was, I wouldn't be caught dead on one of those rides because they're hanging on with their last rusty screw. Okay, so she's speaking like she's Snow White. And that they went to Disney World for the day where they were able to enjoy fresh strawberries. But her like outward behavior, those weren't even micro expressions, those were macro expressions, are telling you the truth. And the truth is, it was shady as hell. It was dangerous. It was demoralizing. It was pitiful. It was sad.
no.
No, you're not going to ride them?
I lost weight.
Oh,
I've been eating like once a day.
oh, she lost weight. Here we go.
Rides for kids and stuff. Like some rides adults can go on, but no. I lost weight.
I lost weight. But where's the joy? I have a question for you. How many of you in chat have at some point in your life attempted to lose weight? Right? It is very difficult to lose weight. For a lot of different reasons. It's hard to lose weight because people that gain a lot of weight, they're using food as a comfort, like as a medication for whatever ails that. It's something they can turn to when they're bored. So food becomes very, very prominent in their daily lives from hour to hour. And so to lose weight, you have to take what is your comfort, what is your identity, what is your entertainment, and you have to modify it and change it. So it is very difficult. It is very difficult to change those day-to-day habits, right? So when we try to lose weight, it takes Herculean effort to make that happen. Therefore, when you actually do accomplish losing weight, aren't you excited? Aren't you happy? Even if you accidentally lose 5 pounds because you're busier than usual, even that feels really, really great. Feels really happy, right? Does that look like a happy face to you? She just made a proclamation, I lost weight, but is that congruent? Okay, one eye open. We are not disparaging anyone. We are reviewing what is an absolutely shocking, and I mean shocking, constellation of events that have now placed this woman and her cat and her husband in extreme jeopardy. Okay? We are not disparaging. We are talking about what leads people to make disastrous choices that destroys their lives. What are the factors that fall into place that cause us to wake up in the middle of our nightmare? And as far as your virtue signaling, don't you think food is a comfort to her? What am I talking about when I open? Am I not talking about the comforts of food and other things? All right. So you've made yourself known. You are a highly virtuous person. We are not nearly as great as you are. Now we're going to continue with our description and our discussion. Melissa, I do think that she is exhausted, and I think that she is terrified. Now, look, she's terrified of something, I think, though, above and beyond the obvious, right? I don't think that she's especially terrified of the living conditions. I'm not altogether sure that she is I'm not altogether sure that she's really accepting the reality of where she's at. Oh, am I in trouble? Yeah, one eye closed. What is that? What's the name of that person? One eye open. I don't understand why you're disparaging someone. Don't you think it's a comfort in all the ugliness that's going on? Yeah, but it's not their country, and they weren't there until Chantal acted horribly, and now she's destroyed her husband's life, figuratively and literally. So yeah, unless you understand the story, you're not going to understand why we're talking about this. So I don't think she fully appreciates where they're really at. The other night, okay, you know what? I'm done. All right. Now then, so the other night when she was going live and they didn't have electricity, but she was able to, I guess she was going live by Wi-Fi, or not Wi-Fi, but by her phone, cellular. There was gunshots. It's the middle of the night, right? It's gunshots, and you can see shock on her face. Like it's real. I don't think she was pretending at all. And she looks toward the voice of Salah, the side of room he's on. She looks over there and she's like, was that gunshots? And in his voice, you could hear he's certainly tuned in on the reality of where they're at. He's like, yep, that was gunshots and we're in trouble. We're screwed. He gets it. Like he understands where they're at. But I don't think that Foodie Beauty does. I think she has such an identity with being Canadian and the freedoms of a Canadian citizen. And there's privilege where she thinks that she can just go anywhere in the world because she's a Canadian and she's going to be treated with respect and protected. And the one place that she ends up going is the one place that might actually do her in because she is Canadian. So you're probably not wanting to advertise that reality, Chantal. You probably don't want people to know where you're from. I would hide that passport. And if someone says, where are you from? I'd say Kuwait. Because of all the places that you could have ended up, this is it. That you have officially entered hell. Salah knows, like you can hear it, the weight of the situation is in his voice. You know what I think that Chantal is terrified of? I think her fear is the fear of losing her husband. The fear is being single again. And to show you just how dramatically important she has made it that a man approve of her is that she's willing to live in abject danger just so that she has a man that will accept her. And I think there's an awful lot to learn for me and you, right? And to me, this is like this was the reason that I made the decision that this was a topic that I really wanted to talk about in this channel. How often do women, Western women, how often do we make men so important that we fail to embrace a good, healthy life for ourselves? How often do we choose to stay in a abusive relationship, maybe staying with a relationship where your husband is cheating all the time and won't stop, or maybe he squanders the family household money, or he doesn't speak to you. You just live alone, essentially. How often do we stay in those relationships because it's too hard to think about going out on our own, starting over? How often do we do that as women? And what got us to that point? How is it that an entire Western world made the love of a man, a partnership with a man, made that more important than our own survival? How did we get there, right? And this situation with Chantal, it's like hyperbole, isn't it? It is exactly what so many other women do with unhappy marriages, or an abusive partner, or a partner who just minimizes you and ignores you, doesn't even know you're alive. How often do we stick around in that, all just to say, I have a man? Because that is what's happening here. You can see it on her face. And I do think that reality is setting in for her. But imagine how difficult it is. You're finally starting to open your eyes and accept, okay, I've been able to trick myself. I've been delusional. I've been telling myself that it's not going to be like this forever. It's going to get better. But in truth, I am beginning to see, I don't think it does get better, at least not in my lifetime. It doesn't get better. And what does that mean for me? Do I go back to Canada and start over? And okay, Chantal, if you just like stumble upon this video, yes, you go back to Canada. you are not physically healthy enough to survive the special demands that you are going to be facing in Syria. One thing that nobody has really talked about is Syria has real winters. Their home not only has no air conditioning, and the one single tiny window is covered with a metal plate. Do you think it's got heat? And if it doesn't have heat, if they're using a little space heater, do you want to sleep in a room where there's a fire burning and no circulating air? So what's going to happen in the winter, Chantal? How are you going to survive actual freezing temperatures in a room that has no heat source at all? So it is very frightening, the situation that she's in. It is really frightening. So one eye open as you engage in your virtue signaling, and you, for some weird reason, want to draw attention to my personal life. Why don't you try to stop being a shallow thinker and develop some depth to your ideas and ask yourself, is this safe for this 400-pound woman to live in a room with no air circulation? And even more, how about that poor cat? You may not care much about Chantal, but do you care about the little cat? Because I am on record, I have offered to pay for the plane ticket for that cat to go back to Canada with her. What have you done other than judge people for talking about the reality of this very, very dire situation? And I will tell you this too. I even thought, well, Lebanon, right? Lebanon there is fighting there. Hamas is a problem. There is fighting there, but it is absolutely a very the culture there, the people there, it's definitely not a third world country. It is luxurious, and there are jobs there, and there are safe places to live. There is access to proper health care and medications. But can they afford the rent that they would have to pay? He cannot go to Lebanon right now. Right now, there are many countries that have closed off Syrian citizens from entry. Many people are unhappy with the president of Syria because he does have, he was leadership in Al-Qaeda. He and Baghdadi, big buddies, okay? They eventually had a fight, a falling out, and then Baghdadi was killed. But yeah, definitely. So yeah, one eye open. Who's really being the compassionate one here? All right. You might want to rethink your position with your virtue signaling self and try to deal in reality. Lord knows the delusions that Chantal is suffering, they're not serving her well, because in her physical condition, having access to a doctor, having access to proper medications, having access to just fresh air, clean water, clean food, it could kill her. What she's doing, the choices that she's making, all for a man, one man. She needs that stamp of approval.
She doesn't once a day and some fruit in the morning.
She doesn't believe what she's saying.
Like some rides adults can go on, but
look at her face. No, it was dangerous.
No.
So why is she doing this? Why is she presenting this perfect view of life in Syria? She has been instructed by Salah. Salah has explained to her, you are not in a Western democratic government right now. Things you say publicly can be used to kill you, just like you got us kicked out of Kuwait. They're not going to bother with kicking us out here. They're just going to end our lives if they don't like what we're saying about the country. So whatever you say, it has to be sterilized and it has to be positive. So she says it with her mouth. Oh, we went to an amusement park. Her face tells you the truth. It was dangerous. It was demoralizing, and she's in a bad situation. But watch how she reacts. She says, I lost weight. And then her body language tells you the truth. I wonder if Salah hasn't made that condition that for her staying with him. If you're going to stay here, you have to lose weight because you can't survive with what we are going to have to do to live here. Watch her face.
I lost weight.
I lost weight.
Been eating like once a day and some fruit in the morning. Feeling pretty good, ECP. I'm back. I'm on my brain pills. It's not humid here at all.
She's on her brain pills. We watched her the other night. She took her brain pill. 35, 40 minutes later, her eyes were rolling around in her head. possible barbiturate, maybe an antipsychotic, most likely something like Xanax. Just
I
because.
know, Nini. I had a shower and I'm like, we don't have hot water for some reason.
Okay,
I don't
let's
even ask.
think about that, Chantal. Pull you out of your delusional state. Why don't you have hot water? Because you have to have a heat source to warm up the water. Sometimes it's electrical, sometimes it's a gas. You don't have any of that where you are. That's why there's no hot water. And I want you to extrapolate the current situation you're in where you can always take clothes off. What are you going to do this winter when there's still no heat source? Your water is freezing on top of your building, and you can't have an open fire in your apartment because you don't have any circulation. What are you going to do, Chantal? Syria has real winters.
Anymore. If something doesn't work or we don't have it, that's just how it is. But the cold showers are so good.
The cold showers are so good. Now, it is true that people have taken to this cold plunge, right? And you could do a cold plunge and it does apparently have some health benefits. It'll cause a dopamine spike. It's supposedly good for blood circulation, all kinds of stuff, right? That's not what she's talking about. She's trying to tell you that it feels good to take a cold shower. Well, yeah, if you've been outside and you're like shopping and you're hot and sweaty, then getting in that cold water will feel good. But what are you going to do when it's 28 degrees outside Fahrenheit, Chantal?
1 ounce at a time, Kristen. Oh. Will you get dehydrated that way? Luna Moon. I think people stare less. Yeah. I did read Trump is removing the new Syria president's terrorism designation.
Now, why is she laughing? Why do you think she's laughing? I have some ideas about it, but I'm going to keep them to myself.
Yeah. Hey, Vanessa. Thank you.
And it was also, she kind of had the same reaction the other day when they were talking about that they have just removed the sanctions, the Western sanctions, or I guess I should say US sanctions from Syria. Just in the last, 10 days, I think, which is a huge lift for Syria. But even in that case, you're still looking at a decade to rebuild. 10 years, not next year. The entire country, Aleppo, the mid to north part of Syria, has been bombed back into the dark ages. Like it's just rubble. All of that infrastructure has to be rebuilt. Water, sewage, electricity, all of it has to be rebuilt. They're not going to worry about, I could be wrong about that. They could actually start south of Damascus. They'll target Damascus first, because it's the capital city. Once that is in order, they may go south because that is such a heavily ISIL Al-Qaeda area. Like it's the only people that are being allowed to get their family homes back in that area are people with direct ties to Al-Qaeda and ISIL, the military, the freedom fighters.
So, your team first, then the quiz. Well, you'll be happy with the results, I'm sure, soon. I don't have the cooling towel. I don't know where it is. A lot of things got lost and transferred. So anyways, okay, so we went,
Did they get lost, Chantal, or were they stolen by people that have nothing? That's my guess. Is it people that said, oh my gosh, there's a towel. My little girl sure could use that. And they took it, and, you know, all power to them.
Went to this place that, like, now while you're on the rides, sometimes there's power cuts. So, like, we're sitting, there's like a little area for, like, if I'm going to sweat it off. I don't know. I get fun. I'm not sweating yet, so. Hey, Danny.
So she's not sweating. She's barely talking. I have my volume booster up higher than I've ever turned it up before. That's how soft she's talking. Could it be the brain pills? Is Salah simply drugging her so that she's not aware of the dire circumstances that she's in?
40 pounds? Wow, that's awesome. Good for you. Congrats, Kristen. That's awesome. Yeah, that must feel great. I'm on brain pills, also migraine pills. Oh, really? Yeah, to look nice for you guys.
Look at her face. She says, oh yeah, I put my makeup on. I'm going to sweat it off. Somebody in side chat said, oh, you're going to sweat all your makeup off. Why'd you even put it on? And she says, cause I had to look good for you guys. Question. You can barely hear her. She's clearly drugged. She's saying literally nothing. She is saying nothing. I got the feeling listening to this uninterrupted that she was given specific instruction. Don't talk. Don't say a word about what we do. Keep your mouth shut. Just react to whatever's in the chat.
Yeah. So anyways.
She's obviously drugged, in my opinion.
So there's like this area, like the rides are mostly for kids, but there's this like area where you can have shisha and like cold drinks and booza. Do you guys know what booza is?
Yeah, it's ice cream.
It's Syrian ice cream. So there's a really popular place called Bakdash, and it's in the. Okay, the vlog is ready. I just want Salah to watch it with me, and because sometimes I miss things. Okay, yeah, right, Carolina.
Okay, now listen to what she's fixing to say, and then we're going to hurry through and go to the next video. Listen what she says about her vlog. She's been promising this vlog where they're going to go out into the sites and they're going to go to the KFG, and she's going to make a nice travel blogger video. Listen to this.
Because at least the eye makeup stays on, I guess. Okay, the vlog is ready. I just want Salah to watch it with me, and because sometimes I miss things, so he like proofs it, and like some things I forget. Like sometimes I forget to put music. You know.
You forget music? Really? Who believes that? I'm looking at side chat. Who believes that? Do you believe that she is holding this video so that Salah can approve it? Or do you believe that she's holding this video so that Salah can make some editorial suggestions like, oh, I think it would be very lovely to have a little bit of music here? What do you guys think? Put a 1 if you think that she's holding the video so that Salah can be her editor, her creative director. That's better. Number 1, Salah is the creative director. Or number 2, do you think that she is holding the video because Salah has to approve of the information going out? 1 or 2. Common sense says definitely approve. Couple of two. Hey, MNJ, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, I think it's all about approval. That's exactly right. Do you think Salah will get to CA? to Canada. Do I think, let's see. Do I think he'll get to Canada? Okay, I do think that was the whole reason for this entire debacle, that falling in love with Chantal and getting married and everything. I think that she was a Western woman, and even in Egypt, the young men are always looking for women from Canada, US, France, and England, Germany as well. Those are the big ones, right? That's really what they want. And then sadly, the same case with Muhammad and Danielle. They get over to the Western world, they get their K1, they get married, and within a week they disappear because now they've done all the paperwork that they need. And that's it. So is that what Salah was thinking? Okay, I can't say that. I don't know if that's what he was actually thinking, but it seems kind of consistent, right? It does seem like it kind of matches. He's a big, tall guy. He's pretty attractive, and maybe he's what, 10 years younger than her? So, or maybe not quite 10 years, but quite a bit younger than her. But look, people fall in love all the time. I'm not saying he doesn't love her, but it is worrisome that it could be, he could be scamming her, right? But wow, at this point now, it has backfired. Yes, karma is a bitch, and he's riding that karma bus right now. So will he get to Canada at this point? Here's what I think. I think things are dramatically complicated now because Cutie has a Syrian stamp in her passport. She could have requested a card, and they take the card and they stamp it and they slide it into your passport so that when you leave, you take the card out and destroy it, and no one knows that you've ever been to Syria. People do that when they travel into Israel, for example. So I think she's really made a bad mistake by traveling to Syria and allowing her passport to be stamped. Very foolish if the goal was to get Salah to Canada. Could he get, here's one possibility. If Salah has some sort of training, some kind of specialized skill that is in short supply in Canada, like rocket science or agricultural engineer, these types of jobs that, they require, a wealth of specialized training and the IQ to understand what you're being trained to do. If he had that kind of highly desirable skill, then he runs a good chance of getting accepted. Maybe not Canada, but possibly the US. That's one possibility. But I haven't gotten the feeling that Salah has that kind of training, but maybe he just hasn't talked about it. The second scenario that could definitely work would be if he has $300,000 plus American dollars, and he would come into the United States and purchase a home with cash. If he does that, with the current immigration laws as they are, if he purchased a house that was $300,000, $500,000, he would be given an immediate visa. Not a work visa, but an entry visa. So those are really, I hope that answers your question. Those are kind of the two considerations that I could see would actually really work. Yeah, but the romance scammer seems, Harley, I know. Dachshund Mom, welcome. Was on holiday in North Africa as a single woman. Every local man I met fell in love at first sight and wanted to marry me. Many older Western women spent the winter there cheaply with paid gigolos. It's a thing, that Dachshund Mom. If you got money and you can get there. Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of women that are over there playing the game. The men are playing the game, but the women are playing the game too. And they're, you'll see 60-year-old ladies. Not that 60-year-old ladies are not beautiful. They are. But let me finish my sentence. 60-year-old women that have like this 30-year-old, very, very good looking man on their arm. Yeah, it is a thing for sure. I was once on an airplane traveling from Egypt back to Texas, and I was in first class, and I had this man that was sitting next to me. Oh, he was Kuwaiti man, interestingly enough. And he was, very handsome, very well dressed, clearly had big giant rings on and a gold ring. And so in the course of this travel, this extended travel, he got to talking to me, and he already had, I think he had 3 wives. He had a wife that was like from like Chinese. There was a Mexican lady that was his wife, and then maybe he had a Kuwaiti Middle Eastern wife. And he ends up toward the, like in the last 4 hours of the flight, he ends up saying that it would be very nice to marry me, that I would be an asset to him and to his business. He owned like some oil companies. And he said that it would be very nice for his business because he could take me like on business meetings, and because I'm an educated person, it would make it nice to have conversations with. And that he said that he would have to provide me the same kind of villa that his other 3 wives had, and that I would have the same car that they had, and I would have house workers, and that he would only require my time for when he would be meeting with Western business people. And I was like, okay, he's kidding. Like it was things got weird very quickly. And then it didn't take long for me to figure out, no, he is absolutely telling the truth. And there was an amount of money that was offered. I don't remember now. I don't recall what that was. But he went as far as to take out his phone and show me the houses, all to try to like get me interested, right? And so when we were getting ready to and I was very clear that I was very happy in my marriage, and I had great children and great husband, and that I was not interested at all. And I also told him that in the Western world, that what he was saying, that would be considered very rude, like very rude. And even in spite of that, toward the end, he gives me his business card. And on the back of the business card, it's got all these phone numbers and emails and contact. His attorney, he told me contact the attorney to verify what he's saying is accurate and true. And that was it. And he said, if you decide to take me up on it, he said, you can bring your children to come live with you in Kuwait, and you'll work with me, essentially, is what the whole thing was. It wasn't like a sexual, oh, you're so hot, baby. Nothing like that. It was purely utilitarian, that marriage should have a purpose, an outcome that benefits you in some way. The other women, he went to great lengths to explain to me that his the young woman that he married from Mexico, she was such a great cook, and he would have his business partners over, and she would cook authentic Mexican food, which was very, they loved that very much. And the same thing with the lady from China. And then he showed me, the either Kuwaiti or Middle Eastern woman, and she was drop dead gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. So yes, weird. It was a weird thing, but yeah. So I totally believe you that when you were traveling in North Africa, that you were definitely approached. Totally, it is a real thing for sure. All right.
So you guys are gonna see KFG a bit later. It is 7:30. Tribe chick. So yeah, I just like stayed with Salah in this area, and we had shisha and some like. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna do the old souk.
See, I thought this was a weird statement that she made, and I hadn't worked it out. But listen again what she says
And
about
it's
staying with Salah in this area. Listen to it.
the Ahmadiyya souk.
Soup is the market.
Yeah, right, Carolina. Because at least the eye makeup stays on, I guess. Okay, the vlog is ready. I just want Salah to watch it with me, and because sometimes I miss things, so he like proofs it, and like some things I forget. Like sometimes I forget to put music, you know.
Don't believe that.
So you guys are gonna see KFG a bit later. It is 7:30. Tribe chick. So yeah, I just like stayed with Salah in this area, and
so I just stayed with Salah in this area. What? Does he live somewhere else? And he's just gotten this one room apartment just for you? Like, what's happening here?
we had shisha and some like. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna do.
And then she catches herself. She's like, "Oh my God, I already said too much." But she definitely said that.
The old souk. It has so many things to shop. Hey JC, the music man. Hey Mars. I don't miss Kuwait, no.
Why? That's not true.
How does he feel about Madonna? He likes the song La Isla Bonita. Oh, sorry, Angel Fly. That's too bad. Sorry to hear about that.
Why are you?
Yes, the power shuts off mid-ride. Yep. There was a couple power cuts.
Yeah.
It was black. I freaked out. I screamed.
You scream in
So-
Syria?
It's super stretchy ice cream, yeah. They like pound the ice cream. It's really different. She said it's a war now. She's gonna be fighting herself because I'm not in any war with anybody. And actually, I've made a resolution for myself. So I saw your mama. She was like making fun of my looks, and you know what? I'm not making fun of anyone's looks anymore because only insecure people make fun of people's looks.
Oh, is that right? Because you've been brutal to people. The things that you said when you were in Kuwait and in Canada were absolutely brutal and horrible. The only reason that you've decided you're not going to do that anymore is because Salah said, if you come here, you have to lose weight because it's dangerous if you don't. You have to lose weight and you cannot be yourself online. You cannot say anything online. That's it. And how long is this going to last with this poor woman? Because we know how she is.
And I'm not insecure. So I realize, I'm not doing that anymore. I used to make fun of people's looks and nope. Hey, Carefree. Stretchy ice cream, yeah.
Okay, she's calling it stretchy ice cream. It's just gelato, right? It's just heavy cream ice cream. The ice cream that we have here in the United States, they have folded in so much air, it's whipped. So when it melts, you've only got like half of a container, right? But real gelato, real thick cream ice cream, no, if it melts, it's just going to be like the same length as when it's frozen. So it's very good, very fattening, far more fattening than our ice cream.
Yeah, that sucks. Not anymore, Luna Moon. You don't need to engage exactly, Agathon. You're still around, Agathon? That's impressive. That's cool. Thank you, moms. Hey, Lorraine. So, the power goes off. So, anyways, yeah, I want to take you guys to, hey, Miss Chad. Where's your profile picture, Miss Chad? I want to take you guys to that souk. That souk.
She obviously just learned the word souk because she says it 50 times.
Oh my God, FAS. I didn't chat and quit because it's. Well, I hope this won't suck, but come to Syria? Sure. Show them what you realize you aren't mean to her. Don't fall for the bait. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm not. I'm trying not to be mean to anybody. You know. Hey, Brandon, welcome salam. I mean, I did like a small impression, but I was only like, mom's not.
So she has this weird little
But no,
light
I don't. I have nothing
discussion. She says nothing.
Hilary.
Most of the time, it's just saying people's names that come into the chat. There's almost no kind of information being displayed. And then watch what happens. This is 22 minutes into the video. Watch this.
What the heck? Cement in her butt. Ilya. New body is coming. Hey, normal set. Yeah, shaving your head, it felt good. Cheese Pringles.
They said, do you still have your widow's peak? She says, oh, yeah, I
like pizza
do.
Pringles. Yeah, I can travel whenever I want, Miss Beth, but I don't know. Good night, me. I'm
Delusion.
hungry.
Delusion.
Problem is, I want chicken, and I have to wait till 2 if I want chicken.
Now you see shades of the shades of old Chantal coming through.
You had to shave your head for brain surgery? Juice.
That poor cat. I can't stand it. It's so sad.
Chef Boyardee. I could go for a bowl of that right now.
Yeah, I bet you
Should I
could.
make some in?
What's the matter, Chantal? So her husband is yelling at her. He's like, are you really live? I told you not to go live. I have to be able to check. Now she takes her earbud out and she's gone. That is 22 minutes. And she goes all the way back to 27 minutes. She's gone 5 minutes when the camera's on. She's gone
Angela.
5 minutes.
Katie.
And we're back to names again. She got chastised.
You understand you need a fan?
She got chastised. The rest of the video is nothing. You can go watch it. She doesn't say anything. Now, she does say that, she's got her vlog about the KFG. It's finished, and she's waiting for, she's waiting for Salah to help her edit it because sometimes she forgets music. Okay, well, if you know that you have forgotten to put the music in, why do you need to wait on him? Why don't you just go ahead and add the music, Chantal? What do you mean? You just need him to look at it and tell you some beautifying suggestions, right, Chantal? Wrong. You are being controlled. Just like when he kicked you when you were live streaming, you are a puppet. And now we're going to see this beautiful video vlog of the KFG that she's worked on for 6 days, that she's being a travel blogger. She has put in so much time and care to mold it into the interesting, fascinating content that it is. And remember, Salah is the creative director. So let's take a look. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. She says, wow, that's a nice view. It is. But then watch. Oh. Interesting. Salah says, we have been 1 hour on the street. But you're going to find out later in the video that that wasn't even what was being said during that period of time. Now we're going to see the beautiful city of Damascus, where sheep roam free. Ugh. June the 20th, 2025. What's wrong with this picture? Today is July the 12th. How long have you been there? So no, it's bizarre. Remember, she said this is June the 20th. June the 20th. Today is July the 12th, and they just released the video. How's that possible? It is a beautiful city full of history and full of life. Are you sure? So you know what I think? She says today is June the 20th, blah, blah, blah. The video we just watched that she uploaded yesterday, is that an old video? Because she's dressed exactly the same. She has the same hijab on, same galabaya, or well, it may be a tunic of some sort. Is this all just like a deep fake kind of crap? Like, what is this? And I will say this does look like a very beautiful restaurant. That is some high level marble there. So yeah, this is, somebody's put a lot of work into the KFG. Somebody with money, investors, and it looks nice. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And we go to the Disney World and we ride rides. It's so fun. Oh, Chantal, are you delusional? Or are you keeping your man at all costs? Oh, shit. Sorry. I'm so sorry I did that. I'm going to real quick, fast go through this. Okay, so she shows this. It is beautiful.
Oh, that's a nice view.
Back and goes away from it. Next thing, we got her sucking down some ice strawberry water. And then they're just walking the street.
We have been 1 hour on the street. Yalla.
Yalla.
Where's the street?
This is the KFG. But look at how beautiful it is. So someone has definitely invested money.
Syria, it is June 2025.
She says it's June the 20th, 2025, and she is wearing exactly the same clothes as the video we just watched. So what is she doing? Is she traveling? This could be a cover for her travel day, right? She always does that. She always puts up some kind of little video and sort of tricks people into thinking she's still there. So I think Chantal is traveling, and she's probably going to pop up in Canada because she doesn't have any money to go anywhere else. Salah needs every penny to rebuild the family home so that they have a place to live. So he's not going to be happy to let her spend $1,000 in a hotel in Lebanon. He's not going to let that happen. I think she's probably going to go back to Canada for a while.
Today's video is kind of another series of clips that I took. And today we had to go into Damascus. So I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of what the, country's capital is like. It's, as you will see, very, very busy. Crazy is just so different. But it's also a very, very, very beautiful city, full of history.
Remember, in her snow white voice, Syria is a very beautiful place, and Damascus is a beautiful city. And we got to ride rides at the little amusement park, and all is well in my life.
And full of life, and it looks very interesting, and I cannot wait to explore it further for you in upcoming vlogs, videos, etc. So stay tuned for that. This is just at a glance because we had to run some errands there. So I just thought I would take a few clips to show you guys around a bit. So I will show you guys those clips right now. So yellow.
So you can see how lovely the marble and
there's an olive on the tree.
Is. Olive trees. And there's the beautiful city of Damascus. Completely popped out.
All of these buildings affected by the war.
And notice where they're selling cigarettes and some kind of drink just in a tiny little shack. This is actually something that you see very often in Egypt too. People just setting up little entrepreneurs. Most of the time when we would see this, it was little kids that were, selling the stuff and getting money. Jeez. Yeah, these are bombed out big time.
There's still people who live in this building, I'm sure.
Yeah. But you just told us how beautiful it is. How lovely, wonderful.
Oh, horsey.
A horsey.
Oh, fruits and veggies.
And there's all those melons, girl. There's all those melons. You said, what kind of job could I get? Selling melons? Yeah.
Cute.
Cute? I ask you, ladies, have you seen anything that you would describe as cute? Have you witnessed a single solitary thing that would make you say, oh, yeah, this is totally great. As long as I got my husband, I could be happy there. Or are you looking at this and feeling like Salah and going, oh, my God, we've entered Dante's seventh ring of hell. I mean, she's delusional. She's hanging on by a thread, folks. She got her brain killed.
I love little markets like that.
You love those little markets, really?
Oh, look at the building here.
Honestly, it's not bad. You fine?
Okay, it'll be fine. Honestly, Salah, it's not that bad. It'll be fine. I got my man. He's in misery. He is awakened in his worst nightmare. But I got my man. I got my stamp of approval that says as long as I got my man by my side, all is well in the world. Nobody needs clean running water. Chantal, this is dangerous what you are doing. You are not in the middle of a romance movie. This is not How to Lose a Man in war-torn Syria. Okay? This is real life. And Salah would leave you in a heartbeat if he could get on an airplane and end up in Canada or even probably a place like Egypt or Jordan. He would happily go there. Man, you girl, oof.
Compared to some other ones we've seen. But it's a big apartment complex, yeah.
Depends.
Yeah. Are these sheeps?
Yeah.
And
Sheep
again,
crossing.
you hear his voice. It's just dead. Yeah, it is. Oh, is it sheeps? Look, Salah is sheeps. Like she's a little girl, right? And he's like, yeah. And we're gonna die, Chantal. We'll never survive this because we're soft and we don't understand this world and we don't even know how to protect ourselves. But yeah, Chantal, that is a damn sheep.
Let it cross, let it cross.
Yalla.
Yalla.
Very
What's the
flat.
street?
Yeah, his voice is very flat. I'm feeling sorry for the sheep, the cat, all of them, Jackie. It's terrible.
So one of the realities of Syria is the internet is very spotty. So we can't use the Google Maps right now, so we're just following this mountain to try.
We're just on a grand adventure. It's so fun. Look, Chantal, I don't know if it's your brain pills or if you are just about to go into a like break with reality. You have got to just sit down alone, do some reality testing, and try to decide maybe your husband is better off if you were to stay in Canada with your parents and at least give him as much money as he needs to get the house going so that at least he has a place to live that is fit for Western or people that are living in the modern world. You guys are not equipped to living like it's biblical times. You are throwing money away on rent that he could be using to build the home. So why don't you just be an adult and go back to your mom's house, focus on your health, and let him take the money to build a house that y'all can survive in. This delusional, childish approach that you're taking is going to lead to a really bad place because Salah, he's just about over it.
Try to get into Damascus.
My net is 3G now.
3G. Yes. All right. We are going the right way.
Remember, it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful country. You're about to hear Salah make fun of her, talking about how beautiful it is. Listen to him. It like really, I never thought that I would feel sorry for Salah. I feel bad for the dude. I feel really, really bad for him.
Here we go.
I use my own brain compass.
Your compass is working.
Wow, nice view, right?
Yeah, actually.
Wow, nice view, right? I ask you, is he being facetious? The answer would be absolutely. But let's start.
Wow, nice view, right?
Yeah, actually is very gorgeous.
Okay, let's take a bet here. Salah rolled his eyes when she said, "Oh, it's actually very gorgeous." Put a 1 if Salah rolled his eyes. Put a 2 if Salah in this moment was contemplating his own death. Make a choice. Right? 0 regrets? Yep. Oh, he's completely facetious. He's like, oh, nice view, right? And then in this delusional or drugged state. She says, actually, it is so beautiful, gorgeous. No, Chantal, it's not. It is Salah's worst nightmare. And even worse, it was his father and mother's worst nightmare. And they escaped this crap right up until you came along and drug their son back down into it. So sad.
Wow.
I think this is the high quality music that Salah picked out for this video.
So we got a slush.
Look at how far ahead Salah's walking from her. That's him above in front of her, but look at how far ahead he walks.
Slush.
I mean, it's kind of sad, right? Maybe not. Maybe that's just my Western point of view, but I would not be happy at all if I was left behind by my husband in any city, much less Damascus.
Tastes like it's made with real strawberries. Interesting.
Okay, just because you have not educated yourself, Chantal, it is made with real strawberries. Strawberry juice is actually a staple in the Middle East. It keeps people from dying or from suffering the effects of scurvy. The poverty-stricken drink it. It's very common to order strawberry juice.
There's a nice view of the mountain here in Damascus and the flag, Syrian flag.
Again, I think Salah's choice of music was brilliant. And I especially love the metronome that you can hear counting, keeping count with the music.
Wow, that's a nice view. People always running in the streets here.
Now, look at all that delicious water going up into the air while you guys have to get your water carried up to the roof.
This is a popular monument here in Damascus.
Now, it is very positive. You see over here on the right, they're definitely doing some buildings, some renovations of the government buildings. The metronome.
Streets are very narrow places and very hectic.
And very beautiful. So beautiful. Not a single flower.
Some kind of fruit market.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all something, okay? This little market area here, these are common in the Middle East. They have a smell that you cannot describe because the fruit and stuff starts rotting and it just gets thrown back behind the stalls. It's pretty awful to go down and shop there. It's pretty awful.
It's chaos.
And listen to Salah, the Syrian citizen, right? Even though he's never lived there, he's always lived in Kuwait. He says it's chaos. He can't even believe it, Chantal. And you're laughing and giggling like you're on a Disney World ride. This is real life, and your husband is despondent and destitute.
We have been 1 hour in the street.
Yes. Selling fruits, nuts, all kinds of things.
She said, and I quote, fine fruits and nuts. What do you mean fine fruits, Chantal? What are you talking about? These people are barely surviving. I'm just going to be quiet now.
Wow, they're selling all kinds of stuff, eh?
No answer from Salah, because he's thinking, my God, how did I end up here? What happened? What have I done to my life? It's actually really tragic. Really sad.
All right, so the next series of clips is my husband and I trying this restaurant that just cracks me up. It's a knockoff of KFC. It's called KFG. I don't know what the G stands for. It can be whatever you want, but it's basically a restaurant that has fried foods. It also apparently serves mandi. It's like a chicken and rice dish.
From June the 20th. That's the date she said this happened, was June the 20th.
Teas, juices, and they have a shisha lounge. So that's where we opted to go, so that we could also have shisha. So yeah, I will show you the clips right here. Going into the KFG basement.
It's all been renovated. It's all very beautiful. So someone owns it, some investors, somebody with money, because it is very nice. Now, that's all you get to see of Salah in a fine restaurant that he would have felt at home in, because it's very consistent with Kuwait standards, right? That's all you get right there. What are you hiding from, Salah? And if you, in fact, are hiding, don't you think you ought to go through Chantal's channel and take all those videos and pictures of you down?
So to start, we have some water, cold water. We're in this little cafe area. Very nice. Very cool in here. There's an AC unit and some fans. And they have shisha. We ordered the food, so that will be coming soon. Super hungry.
They've even got LED lights going, which says they either have a generator or they have a really nice solar system, right? Big TV on the wall, air conditioner, and Salah is sitting there looking around going, what have I done to my life? So while there's a lot of people that have no kind of empathy for Salah, I feel bad for the dude. He was trying to come to the West. I believe that in my heart. And I do think he was trying to take advantage of Cutie. And he met his match because she had no interest in bringing him over, because I think in the quiet part of her mind that she would not voice, I think she knew the minute I get him over there to Canada and we're registered as husband and wife, he will take off and leave me high and dry. So if I want my man, I've got to keep him it's in a Middle Eastern country where he still relies on me. Don't you think for a minute that she is not that calculating? So I do feel sorry for him, but I also think he kind of got what he asked for because he was not honest with her. Now, didn't she say that she loved chicken and rice? Why is every single thing on the plate fried? Where's the chicken and rice? Because the chicken is like broiled, and then they put it over a bed of rice, and then they have sauce that they put over it, right? Where is it? Everything here is condensed calorie. It's optimizing for calories because there's not very much food there. There is her sugar water, and she has no insulin, but she's been drinking those Pepsis. Chantal, you are a valuable human being. You don't have to destroy yourself with food. Stop drinking the diet Pepsis, just drink water and just order the chicken with the rice. Why all this fried stuff? That is sugar. That entire plate, those carbohydrates are going to get broken down and they're all sugar. And she has decided, no more insulin for me. She is so self-destructive. She is so self-destructive, and now she is on a path that will destroy Salah. And she's completely delusional. She is happy, smiling. She's there with her fat food and her handsome husband, and that's it. No awareness to reality. Nothing. He is in reality. Remember what he said? Whoa, really beautiful. Chantal, he's thinking. Look at that pile of bread. Lord. And now they're having shisha. Think she's pretending like she can play. He is longing for home.
So I'm going to review KFG as an overall experience. It's obviously nothing like KFC, but it's its own thing, and for that, it was quite delicious. Uh, it was air conditioned, which is a plus, and there was a couple of fans circulating, so the atmosphere.
So that's enough. This video that she waited from June the 20th all the way to July the 12th for 15 minutes, and very, very little on the whole actual traveling, right? Filming a mukbang in Syria is kind of tasteless. Well, Docs and Mom, how many people are starving to death? Right? I get what you're saying, that it's tasteless. 100. I cannot. Okay. Do y'all remember one of the last videos that she put up? It was a live stream, but she said that she didn't want to say that the kids, that it was child labor, but the families needed money, and so the kids would work. So Chantal, it is child labor. That is exactly what it is. And when you guys get out at a grocery store, a Western type of grocery store, and 15 little children come running up surrounding you guys, and you're like, oh, that's so cute, give them money. Those kids take that money and they go back to the bombed out building where the adult is collecting the cash from these little kids. Do you know how many children every year die in Egypt, a Western secular type of Middle Eastern country, or westernized? Do you know how many die being run over in parking lots because they're trying to beat the other children to be the first one when the car opens with the wealthy Western woman in it? You giving them money there after they chase your car down, you are putting those children in horrific danger. And the governments will instruct you not to give them money when they come running up to you. That you should have your driver tell them, you go sit on the curb and you wait. And when I come out, anyone who's sitting quietly on the curb waiting, you will all get 5 pounds. Well, 5 pounds is more they get an entire day running around the parking lot. So when you come out, you got 20 little kids standing there and you give them 5 pounds each. To us, it's 100 pounds. It's nothing. I don't know, like $20. But to them, that 5 pounds means their family eats for the week. So she doesn't even understand that those little kids running up, they're not cute. They're being exploited by some old man. And you're putting them in danger. So if you want to give them money, plan ahead, figure out how to do it in a way that will train them to stay out of the traffic. It's just it's very sad. And I don't think that doing mukbangs in Syria is going to earn you any friends. I think you're going to be in a lot of trouble if some of those families find your vlog and you and Salah are running around eating in these, very, very nice restaurants that were probably primarily Westerners eating there anyway, or government officials, right? Do you think that the people of Dara are going to be accepting of that? Oh, it's very disturbing. And again, I can't stress this enough. They're in a life and death situation, right? And staying in this rundown apartment is not improving their situation. He does apparently have a family home where it is owned by his family, and he needs money to get it safe and operating, right? If she was an adult woman, if she had the emotional grounding of a mature adult, she would recognize the benefits to staying at her mom's house, sending the money to Salah, and letting him actually get the house functioning and safe. Even hiring security. He would be able to hire people to come and watch over their property when they're away for pennies. For 100 pounds a month, they would have a person in the front and then a person in the back who would keep an eye on their property 24/7. So the amount of money they dropped at that meal would have been enough to employ a Syrian security guard for a month. But she is living in fear that Salah won't want her anymore once the house is good. Trust me, Chantal, he wants you, because there's no hope of him having a job. So even if the house is made great and perfect and fine, he's still going to want you to come back. So do the right thing. Go to Canada, get healthy, let him get the house safe, hire a few Syrians to watch your property, and then go back so that you can at least be healthier, so your little cat can be healthy. I think it's crazy why people watch. Plus, big women used to watch her for a way to lose weight, which changed every week and a day on the diet. Yeah, there's a lot of that happens too. I think it's effective if you watch the side chat in what they call Goral world. It's hard for me to say. There's a ton of those ladies that have had like the bariatric surgery or they've lost, 80 pounds with Ozempic. Like they're really motivated. They watch this and they think, oh, I need to do better. I need to be healthier. And this is almost kind of inspirational, right? So I don't know, Fred. We'll see. But he does need her money. He definitely, without a doubt. And I do think they probably sold the car and they probably got less cash than what it was actually worth, but they would have found somebody willing to give them cash for that car. And that's what, he's been living on. But if this is the type of content that she's going to be putting out, it's going to be bad. She had, even last week, she was getting like 25,000 views on one video, and already it's down to like 8,000, 5,000. She's going to lose people really fast. And then what will they do? Entire families in Syria don't spend $17 a month on food. Absolutely, Harley, 100%. And that is a very likely fear. Look, if someone finds this vlog that they've got, they're in trouble. They're going to be in big trouble. They're going to be targets. But again, with good planning, they can hire a couple of Syrian guys to be security guards and keep them safe. So, I don't know. It's a scary thing. So yes, I do think she's delusional. I think she's in survival mode. I don't think survival mode is because they're, in the ninth circle of hell. I think her survival mode is she's living in absolute fear that she's going to lose her husband. I think she's terrified that he's going to say, get out, I don't need you. I think that is what her fear is. Salah, on the other hand, I think he sounds despondent. I think he is well in control with what the reality is that they are currently trying to survive. So, will he discard her if views go down? I think he'll definitely discard her if she's not bringing in the money, Jackie. I think that is an absolute fact. Especially now that he's in Kuwait. Syria, because there is no job. So why would he keep her around if she didn't have money to help pave the way? He's certainly not going to take the little bit of money that he has to waste it on her. Right? So in a way that was not the consistent in Kuwait, she has now become a huge liability for him in Syria. I mean, if she's not bringing in her fair share, if she's not contributing to their situation, then she is just a drain on his very limited resources. Right, Net Detective. Read an article about Yemen. Kidnapping Westerners for ransom money is the main income for many families. Well, and Dachshund Mom, there's a lot of kidnapping that's going on in Syria. If you're a Westerner working there, like with the government and such, you have armed guards with you everywhere you go. You're living in protected buildings that have armed security. Yeah, this is just mindless. This is so dangerous. You can't even, it's mindlessly dangerous what she's done. And then you get people like One Eye Open that comes in being a virtue signaler and saying, oh, well, I would think someone with your position that you wouldn't be making fun of overweight women. Excuse me, is there a single person in here that felt like at any given moment I was making fun of this woman? Not even. I am terrified for her. I'm talking about her being alive. I'm terrified for her. And I'm feeling really sorry for Salah, and I have not felt that, before. Because I do think that he was I think he was like taking advantage, trying to get a better position for himself, right? And boy, did it blow up in his face. So if that's what happened. Now, it is also entirely possible that he absolutely loves her. He thinks she's very beautiful, and I'm 100% wrong. And I do believe that now, after weeks in Syria, a month in Syria, I think he does feel affection for her because she is familiar. And he knows that she's committed 100% to him. And I think that helps him feel safe. So I do think he has affection for her, maybe in a way that we did not see in Kuwait. But man, Chantal, if you really love this man, do the right thing and stay in Canada, out of his hair. Let him get his family home safe and functional for you. And don't go back until he says, okay, we're ready, come back. And then when you do your content, do a good job. So the more money you guys have, the safer you become. The more money you have, you can hire armed security. The more money you have, you can get healthy food. Stop this madness where you're just frantically hanging on. You don't want your man to get out of your grasp. And you are actually in an incredibly dangerous scenario. It is a kidnapper's dream right now. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So I apologize to anyone who feels like I am making fun of her. Not by a long shot. Really, really hope that her need for self-preservation will kick in, but also that she actually does the right thing for her husband. That's the way to do this. That's the way to come out of this and still have a happy, functioning life. Let him do what he has to do. Give him the money to do it. Stay in Canada making good content so your paychecks are good. And then you guys can actually have a life together. All right. I'm done. What do y'all guys think? If you enjoyed this very long live, 2.5 hours, put a 1. If you thought that I was being mean and this was not enjoyable, then put a 2. And I am completely fascinated. Let's see. While y'all are putting either a 1 or 2, she said it was June the 20th, right? So that's 7/14, 22 days ago. So she stayed there 22 days without leaving? How is that possible? So I don't know if she's just lost track of the days and it wasn't June the 20th at all. Maybe it was July the 2nd. Like, why would she say it was June the 20th? That's 22 days ago. Really weird. It's really weird. When we end this, I'm going to go back over to the Kuwait content and count up when was the last known time that they were in Kuwait. When did she leave Canada? Maybe what they did, maybe they took a trip to Kuwait and then went back to Kuwait, and then she went to Canada. Maybe this wasn't a running from the law kind of problem. Maybe he knew he was going to lose his residence card and they were making plans to go to Syria anyway. She said on a live a few days ago that she had been there 15 days. So today is day 22, Mississippi Mud Pie. Day 22 from the day she recorded this. So yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Anyway, I hope they're both safe. No one deserves to be thrust into Syria with no escape. And, it is 100% Chantal's fault. But anyway, is what it is, right? All right. So I'm glad you guys were here. Thank you so much. I would give money to get the cat back. Maybe FFG will make her offer. I already made her an offer, Net Detective. I'll pay for Julia to fly back. I'll pay for her ticket. Seeing that little cat laid up in that window with that metal, bar across the window, I'm just nauseated. Harley says she thinks she made a mistake with the date. I mean, that is one of the real possibilities, right? Because there's no way she could be there 22 days. And if she made that big of a mistake to say June the 20th, is that because of her brain pills? I'm really disturbed about the brain pills. You can clearly see she is different when she's on the brain pills compared to when she's not. So maybe the pharmacist got confused about what Salah was asking for. He was asking for antidepressants, but what if he described it like, well, she gets really angry and she gets really agitated and her medicine helps her stay calm? Then they would have potentially given him Xanax or an antipsychotic or like a barbiturate, an old-timey barbiturate. And you do have to be careful because that barbiturates are pretty dangerous drugs. Thank you, Common Sense. Absolutely. I mean, they both need prayers. They are in a very precarious situation. And I don't know how her being there helps him at all. It just looks like trouble, So I wouldn't be surprised if Chantal jumps up and is back in Canada tomorrow. Maybe Malaysia, but I think that would be foolish as hell to pay for a hotel somewhere. And here's another part. So what would happen if she's on a 15-day visa? What would happen is she has to leave the country. And then after she leaves, she petitions the government, the Syrian government, for another visa to re-enter, right? But listen to this. It can take 6 to 8 weeks to get the new visa. So even if she just goes across the border to Lebanon, who has the money to stay in an expensive country like Lebanon for 2 months? I wouldn't do that. That would be a monumental waste of resources. So I'm predicting she's going to turn up in Canada. That's my prediction. Chantal is saying she made a mistake, saying the wrong date in her live, but who knows? That could be a lie as well. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, something was terribly wrong, right? Unless, like I said, they went to Syria to scope out if the house is still standing, how much work it would take to fix it, blah, blah, blah. And then they got an airplane, went back to Kuwait, and then Bruce Lee happened. Maybe that's how it all played out. All right. Okay, everybody. Thank y'all for being here. Please hit the thumbs up if you don't mind. I don't have a regular upload schedule, so if you hit subscribe, then you'll get notifications when I've put up a new video or I've gone live. And other than that, I hope everybody has an absolute wonderful weekend. See you later.
Foodie Beauty, her name. On YouTube she reigned with laughter and feasts, her mouth unrestrained. She met him online, a Syrian soul, in Kuwait's golden sands. Their love took its toll. Oh, food beauty, foolish and old. Do your worst, she cried, her story unfold. Now in Syria's dust, where shadows appear, nowhere to hide. No water, no light, just hunger, harsh sting. Her emptiness burns, she will do anything. Her stomach is empty, her soul even worse. Her need for a man's love is her very worst curse. In Kuwait, she taunted, do your worst. Defiant and proud, she retreated and cursed. But the law struck hard, now a life of crime. They fled to the warlands, no rhythm, no rhyme. Now in the ruins of Syria, hope fades. No Wi-Fi, no air, no bright yesterday. The table is bare, the faucet dry as stone. Her love by her side, an empty, cruel home. Oh, Foodie Beauty, foolish and bold. Do your worst, she cried, her story untold. Now in Syria's dust, where shadows abide, and now a queen with nowhere to hide. No water, no light, just hunger, harsh sting. Her heart is humming a mournful lost string. In the silence, her memories quietly weep. Yet somewhere inside, emptiness so deep. For love, for a home, her delusions may